Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. Well, Donald Trump's week started with a roar and ended with a whimper. Appears that he is intending on skipping the presidential debates and instead is going to do a cross-programming, counter-programming show with Tucker Carlson. You know, the guy who loves him so much and totally loves him and never ever said he couldn't stand him ever. He also was going to release a document at 11 o'clock on Monday at Bedminster that was going to totally exonerate him from this whole Georgia election interference case. And now he's walked away from that one, saying that his lawyers told him not to do that. And then he filed an appeal in the E Jean Carroll lawsuit, and the judge basically said his appeal was frivolous, and now Trump is subject to fines and court expenses for E Jean Carroll for wasting the court's time filing a frivolous appeal, to which his lawyers are going to then try and appeal that to the district courts. So, you know, he's knocking them out of the park. Also, there was a picture of Kid Rock drinking a Bud Light after he did his AR-15 video of him shooting Bud Light. So, yes, Republican hypocrisy knows no bounds. All right, so let's attack these. This is going to be a Donald Trump wimping out. I'll probably put a picture of the San Diego chicken up there as my thumbnail on this one. No offense to the San Diego chicken or the Padres fans everywhere. But where shall we start? Trump in the debates. Let's start with Trump in the debates. So, Spirit, Trump in the debates. Is he going to do the Tucker Carlson thing? Or is he going to change his mind and do the debates thing? Let's find out. Entertainment purposes only. And bring you on down. Pause the video for just a second there. I wanted to get some obsidian and some black tourmaline for grounding on this one. I feel like as much as I plan on being snarky and having fun with this, it feels like I need a little bit of grounding here. For whatever reason, we'll figure out what that's all about. Okay, so the presidential debates. Is Trump going to show up for the presidential debates? Queen of Cups. He's trying to keep a lid on things, which might say that he would want to not announce when he's going to show up for the presidential debates. Maybe he's still trying to work out a deal, or he's trying to keep a lid on things, so he'll go to Tucker Carlson for a softball interview. Crossed with, of course, himself. So he's his own worst enemy because he wants to pop off, but his lawyers are telling him not to pop off. So go to Tucker Carlson. But, you know, he knows he can own everybody in the debates in his mind. So, again, he's his own worst enemy because he wants to pop off. So in the past, it's secrets. You know, back in 2016, Trump was a mystery. People didn't know about him. So when he came over and just insulted and steamrolled everybody, you know, it was fresh and new, and nobody knew how to defend themselves against that. But that's not the deal anymore. They know about this. And then you've got, you know, the stuff that he's done that's currently in courts. He didn't have all his court cases before, and if he opens his mouth during the debates, he could end up further impugning his character and giving away evidence for prosecutors. What do I want to have underneath there? Charity. Okay, so he's trying to make up his mind which is his best play. Does he go to the Fox debates and reach out to his base to get money, or does he go to Tucker Carlson? Basically, which one's going to make him the most money? He's playing off. That makes sense, right? I mean, that's Donald Trump to a T. Which person is going to give him more money? Is Fox News, the network, going to up his appearance fee for showing up to these debates? Because, you know, again, the advertisers aren't going to be too interested if Trump's not there because people won't be watching it. And so now Trump is also going to Fox's, what used to be their most popular opinion host, who no longer works for Fox, and is offering, him a big audience, so to speak. So, it's Tucker versus Fox, and it's the debates versus a softball interview. And who's going to spend more money to get Donald Trump to interview with them? Who's going to give Donald Trump more money so he can grace him with their presence? He's still grifting. He hasn't made his mind up yet. But he's got to keep his secrets close to his vest, and he's much less likely to blow it on Tucker Carlson, because Tucker Carlson can serve him softballs. On the debates, he's got an issue with it. So what is he currently dealing with? Page of Swords. What he's dealing with is kind of those immature ideas of what his best course of action is. So, it's always about money with him, but it's also trying to figure out what's his best way to get his message across to his audience. And is it better with the debate? Now, mind you, he's got a big lead in the primary, and so going to the debates doesn't serve him much on the primary, other than the fact that he's being taunted by Chris Christie about, if you're so comfortable with your lead, you should be up there taking a victory lap and burying us. So he's being baited. That's part of the problem. Chris Christie is baiting him. He's poking him with the sword, and it's really bothering his ego. And expect childish behavior from some of the candidates on stage if Trump doesn't show up. I know I'd be making chicken cluck noises every time I mention his name. Yeah, and so Donald Trump's not here. That type of thing. Oh yeah, he's cannibalistically eating some chicken right now. It's going to be stuff like that. He's worried about the taunting he'll get if he doesn't show up to the debates. But at the same time, he's trying to play Fox and Tucker Carlson off on each other. He'll make a lot more money if he goes to the debates. That's obvious. More risk, more reward. But he's trying to play two parts off on each other. And he'll do the Tucker Carlson show as a default if he doesn't get the money that he wants from Fox, because he feels like Fox should give him a higher percentage of the advertiser money because he's the draw. The overarching energy, and this is sort of backing that up. It's the backroom dealing. He's still doing backroom deals. He's trying to pretend like he's not going to show up so that they sweeten the pot. Fox knows this. They know what they're up against. And they know he won't make up his mind till like Sunday or something like that. Although they'll pressure him to make up his mind sooner because they need to let the advertisers know. If the advertisers find out Trump's not going to be there, they're going to pull out. So, this is Trump negotiating with Fox. This is Fox negotiating with their advertisers, all behind the scenes, all about money. That's what's driving this whole thing. The lesson to be learned is the tower, the sudden endings of things. He's not going to make up his mind until the very last minute. And the fact that there's a tower here leads me to believe that Fox is the one left holding the bag. I bet you he does the Tucker Carlson interview. He takes the safe route and does the Tucker Carlson interview to stick it to Fox and cost them a bunch of money. And it also screws over the other candidates because, they're left arguing for crumbs because he'd be the main draw. What's the outcome? He's still assessing. Have you offered me enough money? Have you offered me enough compensation? Have you offered me enough, enough of everything I want in order to show up to your little show? And again, it's all about money. It's all about money. He thinks he's doing God's work, gracing Tucker, gracing Fox with his presence. But he's still trying to decide right now which way he's going to go with it. So, kind of want to know, I really do want to know how he's going to make up his mind on this. This is going to be a longer video, folks. You'll know that by the time you see this video. You'll see like it's 30 minutes long, but I don't know how long it's going to be. I'm filming it real time, but I figure it's going to be about a 30-minute long video, all things Trump. Let's ask. Let's see. Given the energies right now, and given the most likely outcomes, what will Trump do? Will he go with like the king? Leave a royalty card for Tucker Carlson, one of the royalty cards, and if it's Fox, we'll see how that looks. Where's he going to go? Given everything in the energy and the most likely outcome, is he going to do Fox or is he going to do Tucker Carlson? The Magician. I'm going to guess that's Tucker Carlson. Let's see what this supplier. The Apprentice. Make up his mind quickly. Page of Wands. And then the Two of Wands. I think he's going to... he'll go on Tucker Carlson. That's going to be my guess. He's going to go on Tucker Carlson and try and, be the magician here. Writing to Americans Rescue, because if they're prosecuting Trump, they're prosecuting Americans. He's working hard. He wants to deliver his message, and he's showing that he's got a plan. And I don't think he'd be able to do all of that on the debates. I mean, that's what the debates are supposed to show, is his ability to do that. But there'd be other questions that they would ask him that he doesn't want to answer, like policy type questions, that annoying little policy issue. Or how are you going to be able to run when you've got 4 felony indictments that you have to deal with? Those annoying, pesky little questions. Okay, so one last one on this one. We'll do a comparison. What happens if he shows up to the debates versus what happens if he goes on the Tucker Carlson show? Center to all that, King of Cups. So it's, in some ways it's like Tucker. That tells me already Tucker. Let's see. If he goes to the debates, he's going to try and drive his point home about how the injustices of the world and how the world's treating him. Yep, how the world is treating him. Yeah, all the injustices. He's going to go in the world, say, oh, it's just a witch hunt. The world's against me. They're trying to end my political career. I'm the best president that's ever been in the United States. I'm better than all of these other people on stage. He'd be a total prima donna on there. And then he would try and, deliver his message to the people, but what he really wants is them to deliver the suitcase full of cash to his dressing room. Now, if he goes on the Tucker Carlson show, again, he's going to say what a victim he's been of this witch hunt. It's unfair. It's not his fault. It's everybody else's fault. They're coming for you next type of thing. It's going to be, when he's on Tucker, it's all going to be about victimization and paranoia. And I think Tucker's going to try and lead him with questions to sort of get him out of that paranoid mode. Just slowly feed him lines so that he can guide that narrative and sort of exposing the truth. Now, mind you, the truth is not Donald Trump's friend. I think he's going to try and take facts and integrate them in such a way that Donald can spin them. But how this all works out, what would be really, really wild is if Tucker Carlson actually humiliated Trump. I want you to contemplate that. We tend to think of Fox News and Tucker Carlson as being allies to Trump. But what if Tucker Carlson decides that he doesn't really like Trump, so he's actually going to set him up a little bit. He's going to ask leading questions about how, tired Trump would be and all this truth out there. He might let a little bit of truth leak into the conversation that Trump would never normally allow, and that might get people who are watching the show to hear a message. I know, I'm going to hold my breath on that one too, but there's a possibility there. But in the end of the day, we celebrate. Maybe we celebrate him. If he shows up there, he gets humiliated. If he doesn't show up here, then, you get to the members of the Republican Party at least get to hear Republicans talk, and then you get to see if Ron DeSantis is going to talk about his talking points there. And if Trump doesn't show up, we celebrate because it's probably going to be a ratings bomb. If he goes on Tucker Carlson, people will watch, but you know what will happen is they'll turn it off, because guess what? It's going to be the same darn thing over and over again. King baby. King baby. He's just going to be, I think that's what that King of Cups is going to be. He's going to be a child regardless. He's just going to whine, complain. He's a victim and everybody's out to get him and blah, 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 blah. Same old stuff. People are getting tired of it. Now, mind you, a third of the population still seems like they're going to vote for him. So it's up to the other 2/3 of the population to make sure they're registered. Their registration to vote is up to date. And then they get out and mail in their ballots or go to the polls on polling day and get out and vote. Your vote matters. We found out in 2016 just how much your vote matters and what apathy could do to this country in very short order. Okay, that's the debates. Now, Donald Trump's incredible document that was going to totally exonerate him from this witch hunt in Georgia. I mean, we all knew that was just complete BS, but I think we're all just like wildly curious, like, yeah, could you show us the crayon drawings that you had in there? Did you have Mike Lindell's ones and zeros on, printed out on a 8x11 paper? What the heck kind of BS document was he going to roll out there? So, with regards to the Bedminster complaint, what's the energy around that? Why did he really cancel it? Okay, we have celebration. That card pops right back up again. People celebrating versus Knight of Wands planning. I think he thought this was going to be this great idea, and everybody was going to raise their cup, and you're going to knock it from 4 indictments to 3 indictments type of thing. Once he went forward with this, he really thought that this was going to be the plan here. Going forward with his message of very little value, but going forward with this message. His lawyers probably told him, again, that there were some legal consequences for this. Stick to the plan. Let's see what happens as we get to these other cards. Yeah, how about this? This document may not have been like the most lucid of documents. It might have been kind of totally cray-cray, QAnon stuff. And I don't know if they were just blunt with him on that one, but I think they told him about all the consequences. He only looks at the good stuff. He didn't look at the consequences of all the stuff that he was going to do. And I think they said, if you really want to keep, not only would this not get you down to 3 indictments, this is going to restrict your movements. This, whatever he was going to release, and I was kind of thinking about this, and it's come back up now as I think about it. He might have released information that he wasn't supposed to. Maybe from the Jack Smith case or something like that. He might have released information he wasn't supposed to in order to exonerate himself, but then he's compromising other cases. And that would lead to Judge Chutkin basically throwing him behind bars and severely restricting him. And I think the lawyers were also telling us, you need to keep this information close to the vest, which they said, we want to put in a legal filing. This thing's not going into a legal filing. There is no way. There is no way this thing's going into a legal filing. If Trump truly thought it was going to exonerate himself, he would absolutely release it to the public, and then they can go ahead and put in a legal filing. What would be the difference, right? He would want to get his message out there. It was just a bunch of BS. Winner takes all. They basically explained to him, you released this document and it's full of lies or perjury or something like that. When it doesn't show up in the court of law, people are going to know you were lying to them, right? Because you said you had this document, then you don't submit that document in to save you. Why not? People will know you're lying. And if you just say, hey, we're going to submit this document, and then it never shows up, people will likely forget. But if there was any information in that document that could be tied back to private information he wasn't to share, oh boy, are the feds going to jump all over him for that. Lesson to be learned is the star card, or the sort of the lesson from this. This is the calm after the storm, and I think they want things to calm down a little bit. They want him to lower the temperature. He's going out of control because he's got so much stuff going on, and everybody's watching him, and everybody's going to target him because everybody recognizes him as the star. He's the focal point of all these investigations, and they know that it's all or nothing. You keep it tight to the vest. If you can't keep it tight to the vest, it's going to be out there for everybody to see, and you won't have an avenue to get out of it. You've backed yourself into a corner. And I was going to say, that sounds more like the Sun card than anything else. But there's the Sun card. That information that was going to be in that document, that was going to expose a lot of stuff that I don't think was supposed to be exposed. Prematurely exposed. And it was going to get this guy in a lot of hot water. A ton of it. So I think that's why I think his lawyers really did tell him to keep it close to the vest, because he was going to put himself in a very bad way as far as that goes. All right. I will ask if they will submit. I mean, the answer is no, right? There's no way this document's being submitted. And if it is being submitted, man, oh man, I want to read or hear people who I trust read of this piece of fiction that he puts together. I suspect it's going to be more of the same. A bunch of grievances, a bunch of accusations, no proof, and the word witch hunt scattered throughout. Okay. Will this document make it into this total exoneration document? Is it going to actually make it into the trial? Or will we ever see this thing? I think they're going to bury this. Yeah, give us the document. We'll file it. Then they bury it, hoping he forgets. Yeah, because they know that this document is his undoing. This would just make it an easy case even easier. It's full of unvaluable information, and it's going to be easily debunked, and it's just going to make him look. It's going to make 3 5s. Look at that: 5 of Swords, 5 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, he would screw himself with this. Lord knows what's in this document. I really want to know if we're going to see it. This document would it would be amazing. It would be an amazing train wreck of a document. Will we see this document? I want to know, will we see it? Now that you've told me that it's as bad as all that worse. Come on, guys. Cut me a bone here. Are we going to see this one? Yes or no? This thing is, I don't know my tarot cards very well as far as what's yes or no. Oh, let's see. Yes or no? What do we get? No. I think the death card's probably a no. We're never going to see this document over my dead body. Okay, so bummer. If it does come out, though, oh, it's going to be glorious. Let me bury the death card in there so when it comes up again, it's for good reasons. All right. Yeah, no, I think that document's dead on arrival. Oh, Lord. Aren't you curious? I'm curious. I want to know what's in that thing. It was going to be total exoneration. Total exoneration. When's the last time somebody had a document that would provide total exoneration? Total exoneration. I thought he was already totally exonerated a couple of times already. You know? How many times can one totally be exonerated? Does he even know what that word means? Exoneration? Okay. E Jean Carroll. Frivolous lawsuit. Ace of Swords just popped up. And a Page of Swords just popped up. What's going to happen with this frivolous lawsuit? Is he really going to appeal it? Of course he is. Oh, what disappointment. Huge disappointment. Betrayal. He cannot believe. But, you know, he just keeps going. He's like the Energizer Bunny. You know, there's an adage I want to share with you. Some people learn by reading. Other people learn by watching. Some only learn when they piss on the electric fence themselves. Guess which one Donald is? Keep going. We're not done with our appeals yet. This case weighs on him, and the burden of proof to get this appeal, to overturn this case, is on Donald Trump. And he doesn't do the work to actually alleviate this burden. He just says stuff, puts words on paper, and expects that magically it will fix itself. And that's not how life is working in these courts. The judges are sitting here. They're looking at his data and his filings very seriously, and they're not swayed by the fact that he's a former president. They're being judges, being exactly what they're supposed to be doing. Eight of Wands, things happening quickly. You know, just as soon as they reject his appeals, he goes up the food chain to the next one. So he keeps moving his appeals forward, and they quickly get shot down. And the case is also moving forward. E Jean Carroll's, the second of two defamation cases, are moving forward. It's moving quickly. He's trying to stall it, and he's not successful in getting this thing stalled out. More wands. So we've got the 8, the 9, and the 10. Lesson to be learned is, it doesn't matter how fast you file things. If you don't have a good message, you know, you're just going to keep getting disappointing results. You're going to keep getting beat up. And he doesn't want this case to go to trial. He's trying to stall it as best he can. It's not working, though. And he's going to keep getting more losses. How comes the government, big thing? Yeah, the government's going to keep saying no. They're going to keep saying no, 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 and no. They're not playing his game, and they're going to keep rejecting it. Underneath all the disappointment, the messaging is the star. This is him basically attacking Eugene Carroll. She's actually the star of this trial. Her star has been rising. She's the woman who was assaulted by the powerful, wealthy white male. She had her day in court, proved a defamation case, which is a difficult thing to do, especially against a wealthy, powerful, well-connected male, white male. And then he's just out there, you know, throwing stuff against the wall to see what will stick, and none of it sticks. And then he keeps getting hammered by the courts to pay her expenses. She is not going to lose the second defamation case. There's nothing he can do. The more, it's kind of one of those things. The more he struggles, the more entangled he gets, and the more it costs him. He's peeing on the electric fence, and he keeps thinking if he pees enough, he's going to short out the fence, and it just comes back and bites him. You know, you appeal, great. You owe her money for her lawyer fees and time, and the court's money too. You appeal to that, guess what? You lose that. It's still frivolous, and you pay those people too. He's just hemorrhaging money because his poor damn ego can't take the fact that this woman is kicking his butt in court. And she's kicking his butt in court because she's right and she has the evidence to back it up, and he's his own damn worst enemy. Oh, Jiminy Christmas. Oh, Donald. Anything else we want to throw out there? What else has Donald got going on? Making threats against judges. And DAs. Oh, that's a good idea. We've got Judge Chuckin. We've got Judge Cannon. What else can we throw on Donald here? Don't want to look at that. What else has Donald got going on? I got Melania. Melania keeps coming to mind. I keep telling you, Melania, the minute he's swamped with court cases, she's gone. It could happen anytime. I think some folks have said Barron. The minute Barron turns 18, she'll be out of there. Let's find out. Melania. How's Donald Trump feeling about Melania these days? How come his wife's not there supporting him? She's nowhere to be seen. It's a nightmare. Where's my mommy? I need her to hold my hand. I need a hug. Oh. Where's Melania? She's out doing her own thing. While he's stressing out, she's out doing her own thing, setting up her life. She's gone rogue. She's gone quiet. She's doing her own thing. She's disappeared from the public eye. Wants nothing to do with being in the public eye. Their marriage is over. It's all over except for the certificate signed. This marriage is done. And again, it's done. It's a dead marriage, and literally it's any time she could serve him with papers. Out in the cold. Again, the timing could be that she doesn't do it yet because she won't get the settlement that she's prenuped herself for. So I think she's kind of working towards getting that full prenup. So that might mean until Barron's 18, she's going to suffer through this. Through this marriage. But, again, she's lying low. She's working. She's trying to get out of this. And she's, it's funny. She's letting him suffer all the consequences by himself. He wants to go in here and get a hug. But she's like, no, you do it on your own. I'm busy. So he has to face all these trials, all these things by himself. He doesn't have his prop by his side to hold his hand so he could fall down the stairs and take her with him. Outcome, King of Cups. Yep. He's having a tantrum. She's stone-faced. It could be that she's already got somebody else lined up as a love interest. That wouldn't surprise me. That she's already reaching out and stuff like that. Yep, 3 of Cups. She's getting ready. She's getting ready. Let's follow that up with, does that happen after Barron turns 18? I don't know when Barron turns 18. I'd have to look that up. After Barron turns... Okay, how about this way? Will she divorce Donald Trump before Barron turns 18? And then that way we'll know if Barron turning 18 is like one of the stops on it. Or at least we can speculate. Will she divorce Donald before Barron turns 18? Let's see. The Emperor. The Burden and the Nightmare and the Crossroads. She's trying to wait. She's trying to wait this out. This is hard on her. She just doesn't want to do it anymore. Being married to this guy and all the exposure she gets is a nightmare. But at the same time, she wants what she wants. And this guy's sitting on it. So she's at a crossroads.
She might be able to do it now and be able to get stuff. Right now, for her, it's just timing. It really is just timing. It may not be Baron 18 that's causing this. I think, if it was 18, I think she'd pull the trigger.
In other words, what am I trying to say? If Baron turned 18, I don't think she's going to say, oh, do I stay with Donald or do I divorce him? Unless there's something else in the prenup that requires that. To me, that seems to be the more likely thing on that one. But right now, she is just sitting back there and she's judging. She is not, there's no emotion. There's no love for this man. There's only what is best for me, what's going to set me up best for the future. If she were her king of cups, and he was proposing to her, or something along those lines, yeah, she would dump Donald II if she had the security of knowing that she was going to fall right into another relationship with some guy. She would do it because then it's not worth for her staying. Otherwise, she's going to evaluate what's in her best interest. I mean, she might have a boy toy right now, that type of thing, for entertainment purposes only, and she's not going to leave Donald for a boy toy because why would you? She's only going to leave him for somebody who's going to provide as well or close to as well, if not better than what she's currently got. She's after her best interest. All right, so I've already done the Donald's very good, no bad, horrible week video title. I might have to do part 2 because this hasn't been a very good week for him, especially as he gets his 4th indictments and stuff like that, more charges and state charges no less. Oh, this guy. He put us through a lot. It's forgive us if we enjoy watching justice catch up with him. Just maybe if we enjoy it just a little bit too much. But you know what? It's like having a thorn pulled out of your foot. You kind of enjoy it not being. It feels nice that it's not hurting your foot anymore. But if you could grind that, you could take that thorn and then grind it up in a grinder so it never hurts anybody else again. It's a little bit of vengeance on it. Not rational, but we're humans. We're not expected to be fully rational. Thank you for watching this very long video. Thank you for supporting my channel. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for all your comments and likes and shares. It really helps feed the YouTube algorithm so that my channel grows and reaches more people. And hopefully, the more people reach, the more the messages get out, the easier life gets. Thank you for your support. I really do appreciate it. And I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.